Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you 4 reasons why you should be using your Waccom tablet instead of a mouse for photo retouching. I'm going to be demonstrating this with the Waccom Intuos PS, and I'm also going to be comparing that to the Logitech MX Master. This is the very first generation. There's a second generation and there's a third generation, and it's been serving me excellently well. I haven't gotten a newer one because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It still works excellently well, but we're going to be seeing why the Waccom tab edges it out when it comes to photo retouching. First thing we're going to be looking at is pressure sensitivity. So when you take your mouse and you go to Photoshop and let's say you want to do frequency separation or you want to do photo retouching, whatever you want to do, and use your brush. You know, if you are doing photo editing, you use the brush a lot. And you select your brush and then you start brushing or you start painting or whatever you start doing. You realize that what the mouse gives you is 100% all the time. There is no 5%, there is no 10% pressure sensitivity. You only get 0% or 100%. You can't, dial it down or increase it as you're going over the skin or whatsoever. You only get 100%. But when you use your pen, this comes with the Waccom tab usually, you get more pressure sensitivity in your brush strokes. Now, if you look at it, Photoshop is actually designed to work more with the pen pressure. If you look at what I'm seeing on my screen right now, you go to your brush settings, you can see that the control, you have pen pressure and pen tilt. You don't have anything like mouse click or anything like that, meaning that when you use your pen and you apply so much pressure on the Waccom tab, you get a thick, full, strong brush stroke. But the lighter you make your pressure on the Waccom tab, the more precise and the lighter your strokes are on whatever it is you are retouching. So you can imagine using this when you are retouching a picture and you want to apply so much pressure on one part of the face and you want the other part to just be lightly retouched. You can see where this can come in very handy because there's a lot more pressure sensitivity when it comes to this. With the mouse, you only get 0% or 100%, but with the Waccom tab, you have all of that latitude, all the way from 0% to 100%. The second thing we're going to be talking about is precision and ergonomics. For anyone out there who has done a lot of retouching, you realize that it becomes very difficult for you to be precise with the mouse. The face, the reason why I'm saying face a lot is because I am a portrait photographer. I do a lot of retouching on the face and all that, so I'm very used to the face. So pardon me if you're not a portrait photographer, just try and follow along. So if you're retouching the face, you begin to realize that it becomes difficult for you to be as precise with the mouse because the face is not a straight shape. It's curved. There are curves on the nose bridge, on the cheeks, with the lips and all of that. It becomes a lot more difficult for you to do all of that with the curve and all of that. And I will illustrate it like this. Now, if you look at the computer screen, let me create a new white layer right now, and let's say I want to sign my signature with my mouse. Right now, 1, 2, go. Let's go. Okay, this this is kind of my signature, but it's not, and this was using the mouse. So now let me use the Waccom tab. Okay, so now you can see that straight up it's way more precise, it's way more convenient, it's on point because this is basically like pen on paper, and that is the whole idea behind the Waccom tab. We're all used to holding pens and pencils like this, so when you're editing and you have something like this to work with, it's like you're drawing on a paper basically, and it becomes a lot more precise, and that is where the Waccom tab takes the win. Number 3 is the fact that you do not have to charge the Waccom tab. Most of the Waccom tabs out there, most of them are just plug and play, right? So basically they come with this USB port. This has an adapter on it to convert to USB-C, and you just plug them into your computer, you install a driver, and you're good to go. Once your laptop is powered, your Waccom tab is powered. Granted, there are electronic Waccom tabs that need to be charged and need to be powered and all that, but majority of the Waccom tabs you see out there, majority of them do not need to be charged. But when it comes to the mouse, like this one for example, it doesn't use external batteries, it uses internal batteries, and every now and again you need to recharge it. I charge this like once in every 3 weeks, something like that. and it has been working excellently. But this is also another thing you need to keep in mind. If you travel somewhere and you forget to charge for this at home, you're stuck with your trackpad, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to edit with your trackpad. You could do a quick edit, but retouching. And the final point is this: the customization you get with Wacom tablets is just amazing. For example, on this Wacom tablet, you get 4 buttons that I have mapped out. This is for redo, this is for undo, this is for zoom in, and this is for zoom out. So whenever I'm editing, as I'm scribbling along on the Wacom tablet, I can just press this to zoom in and quickly get into the detail, do whatever I want to do, press it again to zoom out without having to interact with my keyboard, and just focus on the Wacom tab using just one hand. Pam, do my scribble, pam, we're back in business, right? But when it comes to the mouse, there's a lot less configuration. Like, this mouse is one of the best mouse in the world, so it's really good. It has about this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buttons. It has a vertical scroll, it has an horizontal scroll, so you can map out these 3 extra buttons to do something else that you so desire. So that gives you a little bit of leeway, but at the same time, not all mice, if we're talking about peripherals, mouses is correct actually. So mouses, not all mouses are this configurable. So you have, generally speaking, you have a lot less configuration when it comes to using the mouse. So you have to interact with the keyboard, and then come back to your mouse, and then go back to the keyboard, and then go back to the mouse, and that quickly becomes cumbersome and very not comfortable, right? But when you have your Wacom tab, you can program it to anything you so desire. And let me demonstrate that to you on the computer. So if you go to your system preferences and you go to your Wacom tab driver, you can see here that you can actually configure what exactly you want this button to do in each application where you use the Wacom tab. Here I have just Photoshop and Illustrator, but if you want to add more softwares, you are free to do so, but keep in mind, of course, the software has to support Wacom input. So thank you very much for sitting through all of this. I hope you found it useful. If you found it useful, let me know in the comment section below. If you're going to pick up a Wacom tab, feel free, you are going to enjoy it. And I feel I have to say this: the first few times you use a Wacom tab is going to be difficult. Like, that is going to give you an headache, and you're going to feel like, what am I doing with myself? But if you give it some time, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, you will not want to go back to the mouse. And if all you have is a mouse, I mean, make do with that, but just know that you can have a lot more flexibility and a lot more precision when you're using the Wacom tab. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. So with these 3 points of mine, I hope I'm able to convince and not to confuse you.